Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to the next episode review of episode 6 of This Monster Wants to Eat Me. So now we're halfway through the show, and I just gotta tell you, I don't know where this is be going though, but after which the cliffhanger, which I knew, well, there was a 1% chance I was saying that, oh, is she gonna eat her? No, that's not a possibility, right? So, but I was like, come on, stop doing this to me, come on. But overall, I didn't think he was gonna eat her friend because but it turns out she bit off two of her tails. She bit off two of her tails to sustain herself, right? But at the same time, by the cost of that, her powers are going to be a little bit limited. She's going to be a little less powerful now that she bit off two of her tails, Miko. So it's like before later because she said, oh, I can't go to the beach because her power is limited. So I guess it limits her distance of range where she can't go. So now she can't go to the beach. Well, wherever the distance was from the beach was, so she's limited. So, but I would say though, despite all that, I would still say though, I'm still on Miko's side though, because she did what a good friend wish she would do. Despite her being a yokai, a fox, no less, she cut off basically a portion of her powers, along her tails, to sustain herself from eating her because she wants to be her friend. And we get Shiori here, and I'm still conflicted on her, because she's still smiling through this whole thing. I'm like, you don't have no emotion, do you? You just think it's everything is just smile and all sunshine and rainbows, right? But nah. But I was like, there's nothing worth smiling here. So, but she did say that if Mika would have gone any further, she probably would have lost control of herself and probably would have eaten her though. That's why she did what she did. And so, and then Hinako, she, yeah, even though despite you are a yokai though, you are my friend. You always will be my friend because you've been there with me the whole time. And so, and I really like that, because yeah, she's always despite that her mind got manipulated by the memories of her powers, right? Thinking that knew her throughout her whole childhood, though. Well, well, the thing is, though, she has looked over her ever since she was little, though. Miko has, though, but she manipulated the memory, saying that they knew her since they were kids, little kids. So, despite all of that, I'm so glad that you're my friend, though. You're my very best friend. And so that was nice. And Miko just like, oh, thank you, I love you so much, and all that. But despite all that, though, Hinako still has not changed her thoughts about dying. She still hasn't, and I would say this is like another whole level of depression because she still wants to die, but she tells Miko's like, well, at least you'll have an immoral friend even after when I'm not around no more. I mean, this level of depression just holds no bounds in this series. Because yeah, she's still dead set on dying, but just through all of her depression, but she tells Miko, at least you'll have another friend around because I guess she wants Miko and Shiori to get along as friends, though, despite the fact that Shiori will eat her though. But at least when I'm no longer around, you'll still have a friend to still have, so you won't be lonely. Like I said, I think the dialogue is very well written in this, and so and and then you get the insults going like Miko calling Shiori fish girl, then you got Shiori calling Miko a mongrel. So it's like this is like the insult slurs start, right, fish girl, mongrel, or whatever. But I mean, and then afterwards, like I said, they want that Shiori wants to take Hina go to the beach, but Miko can't because she limited her power, so she can't go to a certain distance now. So she's taking her to these places like these cafes, eating ice cream, etc. Right? And so, but also another thing that Miko tells Shiori, which I thought was intriguing about, because we see that Shiori says that Hinago's blood tastes delicious, right? But the thing is, though, her blood did not taste that way, or didn't smell alone smell that way till after the accident the death of her family. So she wasn't born with it. It changed after she had the accident. And also we get a shot like when she went home and she's unchanging because she wears her school uniform over the long black shirt that she wears to cover herself up, right? And we see when she undresses herself, we see the big scar that's like on the right side of her body. So I'm like, something must have happened because maybe it was burn also the burn marks though, or but something must have happened where her blood also just changed to be also on a very good and smelly for all these yokai to sniff her out and try to eat her like Shiori wants to. So I'm not sure though because was it I don't know if she's possessed or not. I can't jump into that conclusion because how can she be possessed if if she was unconscious after during the accident because she saw their family die. I have no idea on that part though, but I'm not jumping into like, oh, she's been possessed by someone. Maybe that's why. I have no idea. But it shows that Miko was there to help save her, you know, after the accident. But and she kind of noticed the smell and changes in her. So so something else would happen. Why all of a sudden her scent changed after that accident? And as we see, and we'll see in the burn marks too. But this will look like average burn marks, so it has to be something else. But it is a very that's why she covers it up though. So that's why, and that's like why she covers it up because she doesn't want anyone else seeing her all the scars she has on her body though. But I don't know. I mean, it's just this whole setup is very intriguing, let alone insane as well because the whole like I said insane because this I've seen a show of the shows that demonstrates this level of depression so much that it's like it's insanity. And so after all that on the beach, then we end with like we see it get a shot of the water, and all of a sudden we see like the living dead, the hands of the living dead are just popping out of the water, rising up out of the water. So this is gonna be so it's gonna be another battle for over Hinako because they probably want her probably. But nonetheless, though, fantastic and let alone it's just been awesome and just make what is going on? What is going on here? It's just like yeah, it is like It's like shut up, stupid phone. It's like WTF. What is going on here? WTF, yeah. I make her scent change after the accident. Then the whole thing with the Miko, which I'm glad that Hinako wants to be friends with her, but at the same time, like cutting off her tail, biting off her tails, and then two of her tails, and limiting her powers and all that, and just. I'm like, we're halfway through now, so we still got another half to go. Probably more stuff to explain though, but I'm just really been fascinated about this the whole entire time. So, but yeah, but episode 6 of This Monster Wants to Eat Me has been fantastic. This like production, dialogue, character wise, chemistry wise of the three main characters, it's been phenomenal. So thanks for watching and stay tuned for more. And I know, and I also mentioned I didn't get to Spy Family last week. Sorry about that. But I said I always say that whenever I skip over an episode though, but I'll only get to on the next video. So two and one again. But but this episode was great. Loved it. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more. We'll see you on the next video. Later.